Welcome to your daily dose of Sunday School, episode 158. We continue to look at the 10th commandment. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. We're looking at it through question 81 of the Westminster Shorter Catechism. What is forbidden in the 10th commandment? The 10th commandment forbids all discontentment with our own estate, envying or grieving at the good of our neighbor, and all inordinate motions and affections to anything that is his. So, we're looking at this phrase about envying or grieving at the good of our neighbors. We have already seen that love rejoices with those who rejoice, but this and grieves with those who grieves. But this is an example of grieving with those who rejoice. If your neighbor has something good and it makes you sad, then you are sinning and you need to repent. You need to confess it to God and believe that Christ has died on the cross for that evil, and you need to resolve in your heart to fight that urge and to seek, by the Spirit's help, to begin to love your neighbor and be happy with them. Remember what we saw from Paul. We saw from Paul that it's actually from Saul to Paul. I'm just kidding. So we saw from Paul that covetousness is idolatry in Colossians 3:5. So we should be happy for our neighbor. We should be so content. That's where I was going with before my dumb joke. We should be so content in our knowledge of what Jesus has done for us and in our knowledge of ourselves as his adopted brother that we don't ever see any little thing like a mansion and that bother us. Ultimately, what we're saying is, well, why hasn't God given me a mansion? I don't care about a mansion. Okay? They can have all the mansions they want. My neighbors can. That's not where my joy is found. I know God. The maker of the universe is my friend. He's loved me. He's put his love on me. Our verse for the day, proof text, James 3:16, for where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder and every vile practice. So this is, James here is particularly talking about religious leaders, people who think they have some wisdom to offer to others. They think they can lead others, but wisdom is contrary to jealousy and selfish ambition. So, if you're jealous of your neighbor's possessions, well, I know for a fact that you are in idolatry. So don't think that because you get all emotional every time you listen to Air One or at that Christian conference that you are truly worshiping God. Because you have that jealousy. That's idolatry. You claim to be worshiping God, but emotionally, you're also letting something like riches and wealth bend you out of shape. And that is false. If that's you, repent. Turn back to God. Confess it. Start fighting it. Anybody who is in that situation, James says, actually, I think he's talking about living in community here. But there will be disorder in every vile practice. When there is a church where jealousy exists in the hearts of the people and selfish ambition. So the type that says, I'm going to get ahead of you, keeping up with the Joneses. I've got to be, it's not enough that I'm seeking good things for my life, but I'm happily seek them at your expense, and I'm not going to be happy till I have more of them than you. Selfish ambition. When those two things exist in a community, in a church, then you can bet, man, there's going to be so many problems. Fighting, sexual sin, anger, divisions. There's going to be disorder and every vile practice. So, if you've got that jealousy, don't seek to lead others. Repent. Try to ask God to change your heart. Struggle with that sin. And this is also, we start with ourselves because we don't want that affecting everyone around us, creating that disorder.